100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. Episode 4 was fantastic. More fun stuff. And yes, me personally being a big fan of Kanane, really, really loved it. Really hitting heavy on the joke around the idea of tsundere and how that sort of plays into helping Shizuka be a little more comfortable in the group. Because honestly, that's going to be the big question mark coming up for a, yes, slightly comical harem show that's playing on harem tropes, but at the same time trying to draw it into sort of a reality thing and hitting on some really not deep subjects, but pretty impactful subjects. Like I mentioned with the last episode, it's hitting on that whole idea of somebody that cannot communicate, and then sure enough, it turns into actually a story beat. It hits in on this idea of a reality of it existing in the world, somebody that is having troubles communicating and how that has pretty much dictated a pretty miserable life. And I do like the fact that having Shizuka now in the picture, having the three of them trying to get kind of comfortable, as Rentaro obviously acknowledges the idea these three are not going to be comfortable with each other. They look uncomfortable. And yeah, the big part of it is Shizuka's over here, kind of just standing off the side, doing little sweat drips going constantly. This girl is uncomfortable. She's just kind of sitting over here while the two of them are just going crazy at each other. Hakari and Karane are very comfortable with each other. They're more than capable of communicating to each other. Now again, Karane is a tsundere archetype, and tsundere archetypes have trouble with communicating their actual feelings. They push the person away. They keep pushing it back, and yes, they want to get involved, and that's what kind of forces them to get involved. But for the most part, a tsundere is not outwardly expressing what they actually feel. They're violent in a lot of cases, and yes, again, I'm a little bit troubled by the fact that they're playing really heavy on Karane being a violent tsundere. It doesn't happen too much, so it's not bothersome. This isn't like old school tsunderes that just constantly drop kick the main character every 2 seconds, but she does that. But it kind of turns it into like a cute little kind of outburst moments that she quickly realizes that she shouldn't be doing that. And I mean, with the last time it happened, she didn't stop herself. But at least with this one, she stopped herself because Rentaro knows that's how she is. And he likes that aspect about her. That's the great thing. It's not like she's off-putting. It's just like Hakari. Hakari's superly, overly wanting to express herself. To the point where, well, she does kind of hold herself a little bit back. Hakari does actually hold herself a little back. And that's the idea that she goes to like 130%, but she only lets Rentaro know that she's only done 100. This last 30%, even though she's super open, that last 30% she's gonna keep to herself. Yeah, when he tickled me, I almost did this. Karane is, oh my gosh, I want to do this, but outwardly I'm gonna be violent. I'm gonna push him back. And Shizuka is, I don't want to do anything. I want to stay out of the picture. And that's what Rentaro is picking up on. Each one of these has like a breaking point and they're not communicating fully. So he decides to concoct this entire game where they're going to play Old Maiden, and whoever wins gets to tickle the person that loses. And so, just so happens, everybody gets a turn. Just so happens that everybody gets a turn. Yes, Hakari literally almost messing herself. I like how they show later on, she's over to the side, she's got her skirt up like this, like she's checking to make sure that she didn't just wet everywhere. She's special. Of course, Karane is just a case where she just, again, similar to Hakari, just gets way too into it. It just doesn't turn into tickling. It turns into something else, just like with Akare. And then with Shizuka, it turns into exactly what I expected, which is that she's going to be doing this, pressing the button. I like how he's like, that was not what I was expecting, because he wanted her to actually laugh out loud. Like, I want to hear that. And again, it kind of goes counter to what he did in the last episode, this idea that he doesn't want to push her. But it's like, but I kind of want to hear it. I kind of want to hear her giggle. I kind of want to hear her laugh. And that's all he can get out of her is a robot voice. But yes, it all comes down to the last one, which is everybody wants to touch Rentaro. And of course, Shizuka's the one that wins. Because it would probably go in a very different direction if the other two won. But this is cute because it opens up the door to really kind of hit in on these characters that Shizuka, when she goes up there, she keeps poking them. It's so cute. It's so cute. Just get there and poke at him. How's that? Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. Take that. And that completely frustrates the other ones. And I like that Rentaro picks up on this. And again, this kind of goes back to the credit to Rentaro's character. He's very selfless. He's observant. He's very observant to the others. And I mean, they kind of hit on that at the very beginning of the episode. He notices things that nobody else notices. Whenever Shizuka is reading, You can see how she's feeling through her feet. He's a feet person. Apparently Rentaro is partially a feet person because he was checking out her foot and noticing how her toes kind of react to what she's reading. And then noting with Karane and how she always messes with her hair when she's, can't express herself. Then you have Hakari and how she always bites her finger in lewd ways. But here he notices that, yes, there's not a connection happening between the three of them. He has to step out of it. He has to get out of the picture. And so he dismisses himself. And as he's away, yes, Karane comes forward and it kind of plays it off that Karane is going to be mean. She comes out there and it's like, what are you doing? What's your act? What are you doing this for? Hakari over here, she just sees it as this girl's playing a part. This is her shtick. This is Shizuka's archetype. This is what she chose to do, and dang it, and she winning. Dang, she's on a level that I cannot reach. She's got this cute, timid side that guys like. Maybe I should start doing that. But yes, Karane is pushing her. But then she says, you're holding yourself back. We're all his girlfriend. And that doesn't mean that you can't speak out. Like, oh yeah, but you two were here before me. No, stop that. You're here too. You deserve him just as much as we do. And I like that. Again, it kind of plays into the absurdity of this whole thing is the idea of a harem. The idea of, yes, typically it's one guy, one girl. That's how typically societies see things. That's your equals in each other. Whereas if you have multiples, then it's not equal unless you're splitting up your time to multiple people. You're not faithful to one individual. Here it's literally saying pretty much these three girls all see themselves as equal. Or at least Karane is trying to push that into Shizuka's head. No, we're equals. I think Karane and Hakari has kind of already figured that out. From the very beginning, they chose to follow Rentaro as equals. He said, I will love you both equal. I will love you both. I will give you all the love you need. And that's kind of acceptance there. Yes, they bicker all the time, but now Shizuka comes in the picture and she's like, okay, now we got to show you how this is done. Welcome to the party. Let's show you how this is done. You need to speak up. You were holding yourself back. Why didn't you grab him? You had the chance to grab him, yes. Hakari's over here like, you could have had a chance of getting down in places that we do not mention. Freaking Hakari's thirsty. Even though technically, I say that Hakari's thirsty, but I completely forgot. But yes, at some point when Rentaro was suggesting the idea of kissing Shizuka, over on this side, he's like, oh, well, I don't want to do it unless you're ready. And then on the side, you have Hakari's like, I want to kiss right now. And then right next to her is Karane literally says like, I want to do it right now or something like that. I know Crunchyroll translated something like, I want it now, baby, right now. It's like, you think that Hakari is like the most thirsty of them all, but then right next to her, Karane is like, let's go to baby mode. Like, forget kissing part. I want baby. Now, it could be the fact that she's the type that thinks that kissing is pregnancy, but she would have probably brought that up when they kiss, so that's probably not the case. But no, Shizuka, yes, admits, yeah, you two were here first. I didn't want to step out there. You know, I don't want to get in front of line, basically. I don't want to cut in front of there. And then they're like, no, you have to get out there. And so when Rentaro comes back out, she's like, go, get him. Hey, Rentaro, that didn't count. She needs to tickle you. But no, she says that she wants a kiss. That was super cute. And then he kisses her, and she literally blue screens to death. She just sits there like, Shizuka EXE is not responding. She's just sitting there. But then, of course, turns into a joke as he kisses each one of them. That happens. But hey, no, what was great here, though, putting that aside, because I don't want to get distracted here, the cool thing that happens here is, yes, they're pushing Shizuka to be a part of this. Stop standing on the sidelines. But at the same time, Hakari, throw it right back in Kanane's face. You say that. You say that she's not expressing what she wants. You're saying that she's holding herself back, but you're doing the same thing. No, I'm not doing that. No, you're not saying what you really want to say. You're holding yourself back. And so she goes, okay, let's test it. Goes over there, asks for a kiss. Sure enough, Karane wants one too, but she doesn't want to say it. Yes, Hakari breaks too, and then Karane steps up there. I guess I'll oblige, humph. But again, it's cool because this is where Rentaro is finally acknowledging the tsundere thing. They're pretty much all, the whole thing here is really addressing the tsundere archetype. It's going through Shizuka, but the story in this episode is the tsundere archetype. She's telling Shizuka to speak up because that's not what you really feel. But in actuality, what the story beat is Karane can't express her feelings. She can't. She just outbursts. And what's great is Rentaro is literally saying, I like that. He likes the tsundere archetype. He likes that she's that way. He likes whenever she gets flustered, because that's typically what the tsundere archetype is. They're bottling up their emotion. What they really want, they're bottling it up. And every now and then you hit that dere, and suddenly, blush, and she blows up, and she can't hold out her feelings, and she expresses it. That's what he likes. He likes that flusteredness. He likes that sign that in there, yes, I got you. You're not saying what you really want to say. I got you. And that's what makes it so great. And that's what makes tsundere's, in my opinion, so great. It's literally hitting on what makes that archetype great. Is what makes Shizuka's archetype great. What makes Hakari's archetype great. What makes Karane's archetype great. It's super good. Again, this is kind of one of those rare cases of a harem show that just does not settle for the typical. It's doing cool things with this stuff. Is it mind-blowing? No. We're not talking about crazy mind-bending storytelling here and big plot twists. It's just taking that formula and doing something really fresh with it, and I love it. But yeah, Shizuka, this entire episode was super adorable. I love that aspect of her claiming that she wants to save her kiss, but then in actuality, it was all because she didn't want to step out of line. Getting that, her just completely blowing up from it. It's super cute. Again, expressing what you really do feel. I almost forgot, yes. Hakari winning and her just opening up her jacket like, yes, go ahead and tickle me. It's like, Karane, we're not doing that. We're not doing that here. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Really enjoyed this episode. Looking forward to the next one. But yeah, that's my thoughts on episode 4 of 100 Girlfriends Who Really, 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 Really Love You. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, if you did, make sure that like button down below. Comment. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Additionally, if you're new to the channel, make sure that subscribe button. So you got my content. I have news, reviews, first impressions, top list. If it's anime, it's pretty much here. Additionally, if you like this content, you want to support the channel more, I have a Patreon link, tips link, super thanks, membership button down below. Greatly appreciate what it does. And y'all take care.